wanted today to just kind of talk to you about where we are at this summer, what we've been doing, how I've kind of been planning and preparing for our upcoming school year. Let's do this. If you're new here on this channel, my name's Erin. I'm a homeschooling mom to 4 kids, and this upcoming year, we have a 2nd grader, a 5th grader, a 7th grader, and a 9th grader, which is crazy. Like, I can't even believe that he's in 9th grade. Whew. We have really been spending a lot of time outside, which is amazing. I love summertime. I'm outside all the time, and I have been spending so much time working in my garden. This is my 3rd go around trying to do a vegetable garden, and this is the first year that I actually have some stuff coming up in the garden that actually looks like we're gonna get some produce off of that I'm super excited about, but it's meant a whole lot of time working in the garden. So that's why I haven't done as many videos lately, because I have been just managing all of that. And with our orchard here too, where I'm sitting right now, there's a lot of management that goes along with that. I feel like we've had a lot of just kind of running around. There's been a lot of busy stuff. My husband took the boys camping a couple weeks ago. They do man camp every year. He takes just the boys and they go camping for a couple of nights. No rules, just boy stuff. You know, all the candy and soda and chips and things that we don't eat a lot of in our home. There's no limits. And they just have a good time together. They went fishing this year, caught fish, cooked it up on the campfire, and just had a great time. My daughter and I got to have some fun girl time together while they were doing that. She also just got done with VBS at our church. It has been a really fun, busy, exciting summer. And so I am actually looking forward to fall when things can start to, I feel like, slow down and normalize a little bit more. Although then we're going to be getting into harvest time with our orchard, which is amazing, truly amazing. We are so blessed with the bounty that we get on our property, but it's a lot of work. And so I'm trying to figure out also how to balance all of that with homeschooling, because it seems to be that all of our apples are ready to start picking and pears and stuff right when we're ramping into the new school year. And so I am so thankful that last year I figured out that binder system that has really worked well for us. So I think we're gonna have to just go with that this year again. So I'm gonna be more intentional about getting those lesson plans laid out and prepped ahead of time so that the boys especially can just grab their binders and work off their lesson plan for the week while I'm busy dehydrating and canning and all of the stuff that goes along with all of the fruit that we have here on our orchard. We've got a trip planned coming up later in August to go visit my family in the town I grew up in Alaska. And so I am super excited to do that. I've got these plans to do some fun things with my kids. One of them being a low tide beach walk. I grew up on the island, and so I spent so much of my childhood on the beach. And I'm really excited to take my kids on a low tide beach walk and go see all of the sea creatures that we can find, all the starfish and sea cucumbers and sea anemones and crab, and try to catch some clam and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be super fun. So I have been working on trying to plan out when our homeschool year is going to start. We probably will not be starting our school year until the day after that, maybe a couple days after that. We'll see how it goes. Last year we had a really bumpy start because I was not prepared with what we were going to do and how we were going to do things and all that kind of stuff. So this year I'm going to have a game plan together, guys, and it's going to be a much better start. And so I'm happy about that. I'm excited. I'm feeling good about where we're at in the planning process as I'm like trying to prepare what curriculum to buy, if any, and what resources we want to use and how I want to focus things and what I want to focus on, and all of those kind of things is truly shaped by my vision and my plan for our homeschool. And so I've been revisiting some of that kind of stuff over the school year. And if that's something that you have not done yet, I highly, highly recommend you kind of coming up with that game plan for yourself of what your big picture goals are for your homeschool, because that will totally decide and dictate what you do in the day-to-day. So if you don't have that plan for the future, for what you want your homeschool to look and feel like and all of those kind of things, it's really important to establish that for yourself. So if you're kind of like, I have no idea where to even start with that, I've got a guide for you. I will have a link for that in the description below. It helps walk you through how to create a mission statement and a vision plan and kind of figure out what those goals are, a whole bunch of questions to ask yourself to kind of lay out a roadmap for your homeschool. So definitely check that out if that's something that you're interested in. We've been trying to work through all of the high school plans, getting all of that stuff ready, especially for him, because now with him going into high school, I feel like school actually matters. I am definitely more on the relaxed homeschooler, not quite unschooler, but a little bit more interest-led, Charlotte Mason-y, all of those kind of things. And so I haven't been super rigid with our homeschooling in the past. Not that we've neglected things, but you know what I'm saying. Definitely lean more on the natural learning way of doing things. And so now that he's going into high school, we actually have to do credits. I've been trying to figure out how all that stuff works, subjects we're going to study and how we're going to do those, going through like a non-textbook kind of approach. I'm not a big fan of textbooks, which you probably know if you've been around my channel at all. But so I've been trying to figure out what resources we're going to use, what YouTube videos we're going to watch, what books we're going to read, what documentaries we're going to view, how we're going to research things and come up with plans. And I've been involving him in that. And so that's been taking up a lot of our summer, as well as just kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with my younger kids as well, because I have spent so much time in the last couple of years with my olders that my youngest, who is going into second grade, she's on the young end though. She's like, will be one of the youngest second graders in her class. If she were to have a class, like if she were to be in public school, she's on the young end, and I haven't really like pushed things a lot because our homeschooling has really transformed from when I started out with my oldest. I was a little bit more regimented and really like trying to do all of the things just right and push all of this stuff a little bit too soon. I think that I've kind of swung to the other end of the pendulum now and haven't really like pushed and forced anything with her so much. We have worked on some language arts stuff and some math stuff, and then she does like our family time together, but that's kind of been the extent of her homeschooling to this point, which I 100% believe in. But she is still struggling with the learning to read component, and so we are working on that still a little bit over the summer. But that's going to be a main emphasis of mine this coming year as we start up the school year. Definitely one of the things I do as I'm kind of planning and thinking through what we're going to do for the upcoming year is to ask my kids a lot about what they want to learn about. I'm definitely more of a believer in our children being involved in their own education. There's so many quotes that I've heard, and I totally hold firm on the fact that children will not truly learn anything unless they are interested in it. They may be able to memorize and recite some facts, but once the test is done or the year is gone, it's like poof, out of their head if they're not into it. So I am a true believer in making sure that at least some component of what we're doing is something that they are interested in learning about. I am having my kids sit down and go through the assessment pages that I put together last year, just with a bunch of questions to kind of have them assess how the last school year went, things that they want to learn about, and how they want to do things in the upcoming year, and have them kind of like rate me on my performance as a teacher, homeschool mom, as well as go through my personal assessment of how things are going, and really spending some time looking back over my vision and my plan for our homeschool and how I want things to go. I'm still kind of gathering some resources that we're going to be using. I've been asking my kids all kinds of questions about what they want to learn about and kind of coming up with a game plan of how we're going to do school this year and collecting those resources. So I will do a series of videos with our different grade level curriculum picks and resources and that kind of stuff coming up soon once those all come in the mail. We'll get that together. The other thing I like to do as I'm kind of getting ready for the upcoming year is to look through the resources, the curriculum, and that kind of stuff that I already have and see if there's anything that I can reuse. This is the fourth time I'm going to have a second grader, so I definitely have things that I can use for her without having to purchase a whole bunch of new stuff. And so just kind of assessing the things that we have and figuring out what things I can or want to reuse, and then ordering things to fill in the blanks, so to speak, and trying to kind of gather those things from used or less expensive places. So that's how things have been going around here. I'm curious how your summer's going. If you're in the planning process, figuring things out, if you already have everything down and you're good, or if you haven't even started, I want you to know that if you have not even started planning yet, that's okay. You still have time to put things together. Drop me a comment below and let me know how things are going for you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button, and I will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.